In this video, I'm going to share with you how to start your first business successfully. Coming right up. Hi, this is John Lee, the author of Business Hack. If this is the first time you come across my channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you don't miss out on all the new content. My channel is all about multiple streams of income, growing businesses, and scaling businesses. So the first thing you want to do when it comes to starting your business successfully, especially if you're your first one, is you want to study everything in that industry and almost become an expert. So I would go out to maybe Waterstones, go to your local bookstore, buy all the books, maybe 10 or 20 books, and read through every single book, because you'll know more than 90% of people in your industry when you read the books. A lot of people say, well, John, do I have to be book smart? It's not about being book smart, it's about being street smart, but you need to have the book smart stuff first so you know exactly what you're doing. So when I first started in real estate, I went out and I did a lot of research on, mortgage brokers, who the agents were, how the process works. I'd go and sit down with agents and I'd I wouldn't pretend to be a buyer, I actually was a buyer, but I'd ask them more questions than usual. I'd say, so how does this work? So what happens next? So I really understood the whole process from start to finish, viewing a property, putting an offer on the property, getting accepted in a property, putting the survey to make sure that it comes back, doing the searches, and then having any inquiries about the property, exchanging the property, completing the property. I knew the whole process. Especially when it starts a business, you want to know what's happening. You want to know, okay, well, based on that, I can do this, based on this, I can do that. You want to be flexible. So make sure you become an expert in that field when you're starting your first business. The second thing you want to do, you want to analyze the market. So another business I started was a social media marketing consultant. So I would help a lot of people with Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and I would literally go out and find out all the things that I could learn. So I literally engulf myself in videos, training courses. I get lots of mentees. I would go to a lot of workshops and training programs. I'd learn everything, every course on, for example, Facebook marketing, I'd buy all these courses. Every course on YouTube marketing, I'd buy all these courses. I would learn from them. So I had the knowledge so I could speak the lingo. So I knew exactly what I was doing. And then of course, I would actually do the business. I would start and I'd test things out. So it's really important that you don't become a fake guru. For example, if I'm teaching Facebook marketing, I spent millions of dollars on Facebook marketing. So I want to know things like, okay, lookalike audiences, retargeting audiences. I want to know about, carousel ads. I want to know about Instagram stories, Facebook stories, and how you connect them together. So if I've never done that stuff myself, when I'm consulting someone else, they're going to know, well, hold on a second. They ask me a question like, so what a lookalike audience? If if I don't know, then again, you want to use all this stuff. You want to analyze your target market and who they are and how you can serve them. That's the most important thing. There's always a problem and a solution. So what is your solution and what is the problem, and how can you connect the dots for them and make it work for them? So you must analyze the market. Okay, the third thing you want to do, you want to make sure you plan and you execute. Now there's a big thing I see a lot of people do, which is a big mistake. And what happens is they have a lot of ideas and they go, John, it's about my idea, but it's not about the idea, it's about the execution. Ideas are 10 a penny. It's about the execution and the implementation and the practical steps. So if you're from here to here are the steps you need to do. What do you need to do? How do you do it? And how do you implement it? So it's always the what, why, how, and implementation. So you've got to have that plan. When you're starting your first business, especially if you're first one, plan it out the right way. Don't just rush into it. That's the mistake I made. I would literally rush into something. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, I didn't know about that. And though it's good to kind of take massive action, you want to take the right action, because a lot of people, they're either doing inaction, right? They're reacting, or they're doing the wrong action. Right? So these are the three things that a lot of people make the big mistake. So try not to do the wrong action by getting yourself educated and planning and an execution. What I would do, I would have a calendar in day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way to 30. Every single day, what are you going to do? And it doesn't have to be something big. You just need to put one thing in there, right? Because let's say, for example, you take one action every single day. So I have a friend in Singapore and she told me this. If you just take an action every single day, that's 365 actions. You cannot not get any results by doing 365 actions, an action every single day, right? Remember, a lot of people don't get the results in the first business because the lack of action, right? They are inaction or the wrong action. So the fourth thing you got to do, you got to have funding. Now, I have created videos before. You said, well, John, hold on a second. Your last video, you said you don't need money to start a business. Well, yes and no. You don't actually need to have money, but it's better if you do, right? For example, I raised millions and millions of pounds from my IPO. I took my company public. So you can't do that with no money. Like, you got to raise money. You look at companies like Apple and Amazon, when they first started, and Facebook, they all needed money to raise money to get it off the ground. In one of my businesses, I talk about business plans. So what you want to do is, if you want to get funding, you need to do a small test, make sure it's consistent, run it for a year or two, and then you extrapolate it to go, okay, 10 years from now, where would it be? So when you've got those figures, the first thing the investor's going to ask you is, okay, does it make money? If it doesn't make money, why? If it doesn't make money, you got a long-term plan. What's the long-term plan? So they need to know the story. They need to know what the end game is, because if you can show them the end game and investors, they can see the money, they will invest in your company. And also as well, you as a leader, you got to get your leadership skills up. As a CEO, as a leader to the company, is the company culture set right? Is the corporate governance set right? Do you have systems in place? One little tip I'll give to you, for those of you starting your business from scratch, if you're completely new, you better make sure that you're creating systems in place, because what investors look for, they look for systems, because they go, well, what happens if something happens to you? Like, for example, like when we took our company public, well, John, the business about you, what happens if something happens to you? That's why we created a technology platform, because if I wasn't here, the technology platform still works without me having to be there. So make sure you have that in place. Okay, and the last thing when it comes to starting your business, especially if you're completely new to this, and this is really important, again, before I tell you this, if you love the content so far, hit the like button, because it tells YouTube that it will show you more of my videos. Also, if you don't want to miss out on all my new videos that I'll be uploading, hit the subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you don't miss out on all the new videos. Now, the last one is fast execution, trial, and then you want to optimize. So let's say, for example, right now you are doing trial and error, right? Trial and error is you want to test out the market fast. They say that people who are successful, it's down to the speed of the implementation. So when you implement something really, really fast, what happens is you get that feedback really, really fast as well. So the goal actually in business is to fail fast. I know it sounds crazy, but you got to fail fast. When you fail fast, what happens is you get the feedback to know what works, what doesn't work. Like Thomas Edison, who invented the light bulb, 10,000 attempts. He knew 9,999 times how not to invent the light bulb. So a lot of people, what they do is they procrastinate for a long time, then they try, then they fail, then they give up. What you want to do is, whenever you got that idea, remember, as long as you got the plan in place, execute every single day. So open the calendar, I would recommend Google Docs, and just put an action every single day that you're going to do. And I promise you, by the end of the year, if you commit to do an action every single day, you will start seeing results. So my question to you is, which of these 5 did you enjoy the most? Leave a comment below. If you've got any questions for me, just comment below and I'll personally come and answer those questions. Also as well, make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you don't miss out on all the new videos. I'll link some videos here and here, and I'll put a subscribe button over here as well. So this is John Lee, the author of Business Hack. I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.